January is almost to finish. A day after tomorrow will be in the second month of the year, February. So thank you very much for being here. Another session of teaching and learning English with the Beatles. We continue with the record, the Beatles Volume 4, as edited in Mexico. And the song that we are going to see today is I'll Cry Instead. So let me share my screen because sometimes I forget. Not today. And here we go. I'll cry instead. Let's go. First of all with the lyrics. And this is what we have, okay? Basic, a beautiful song, one of my favorites. Okay, very well. I've got every reason on earth to be mad. Tengo todas las razones del mundo para estar loco, más bien enojado, okay? I got every reason on earth to be mad, para estar enojado. Because I just lost the only girl I had. Porque justo perdí a la chica, a la única chica que tenía. Acabo de perder a la única chica que tenía. If I could get my way, si pudiera hacer de las mías, si por mí fuera, if I could get my way, this would be something like, si por mí fuera, I'd get myself locked up today. Me quedaría encerrado hoy. But I can't, so I'll cry instead. Pero no puedo. Así que lloraré en cambio. En vez de quedarme encerrado, lloraré. I'll cry instead. En cambio de eso, lloraré. I got a chip on my shoulder that's bigger than my feet. This is an expression, to have a chip on my shoulder. It's like to be angry. It's similar, very similar to the expression that we have in Spanish, cargar algo sobre los hombros. Or in this case, with a little anger, okay? So it's not to be worried or be suffering. Yeah, well, kind of suffering, but because of being angry for something of the past or because people don't see us as we would like to be seen. Tengo un gran peso sobre mi hombro. That's bigger than my feet, que es más grande que mis pies. Es como que es más grande de lo que mis pies pueden soportar, okay? Es una carga, a very heavy charge. I can't talk to people that I meet. No puedo hablar con la gente que me encuentro. If I could see you now, si pudiera verte ahora, I try to make you sad somehow. Trataría de ponerte triste de alguna manera, but I can't, so I'll cry instead. Pero no puedo, así que en cambio, en vez de eso, lloraré. Don't wanna cry when there's people there. No quiero llorar cuando hay gente ahí. There. Okay, it looks like repetition, but this there's is for I, or I in Spanish, and this there is for I. So I. Don't wanna cry when there's people there. No quiero llorar cuando hay gente ahí. I get shy when they start to stare. Me da pena cuando se quedan viendo. When they start to stare. I'm gonna hide myself away. Me voy a esconder yo mismo. Me voy a esconder. But I'll come back again someday, pero vendré algún día de regreso. And when I do, you'd better hide all the girls. Y cuando lo haga, mejor escondan a todas las chicas. I'm gonna break their hearts all around the world. Voy a romper el corazón. Les voy a romper su corazón. Voy a romper su corazón por todo el mundo, alrededor del mundo. So be careful, all of the girls in the world. Yes, I'm gonna bring him too. Sí, las voy a romper en dos. Well, we're talking about their heart, okay? And show you what your loving man can do. Y les voy a mostrar lo que tu hombre amoroso puede hacer. Until that, I'll cry instead. Hasta que eso suceda, en vez de eso, lloraré. And then I'll cry instead. Don't wanna cry when there's people there. Repetition, okay? But let's consider the repetition. No quiero llorar cuando hay gente ahí. I get shy when they start to stare. Me da pena cuando se quedan mirando. I'm gonna hide myself away. Me voy a esconder. But I'll come back again someday. Pero vendré algún día otra vez. And when I do, you'd better hide all the girls. Y cuando lo haga, mejor escondan a todas las chicas. Because I'm gonna break their hearts around the world. Porque voy a romper su corazón alrededor del mundo. Yes, I'm gonna break him too. Sí, las voy a romper en dos. And show you what your loving man can do. Until then, I'll cry instead. Y les voy a mostrar lo que su hombre amoroso puede hacer hasta que eso suceda. Mientras, en cambio, lloraré. Okay, that's the song. Now let's see what we can take to pitch. Let's identify tenses. Let me take this to my PowerPoint. Here it is. Okay, a little play, 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 a little here. All right, very well. Now I am trying to copy paste. And I'll try instead. So let me add a display. Let me display. Here it is. And the lyrics are here. Okay. So let's see what we have here. I got a reason on earth to be mad, because I just lost the only girl I had. If I could get my wet, I get myself locked up today, but I can't, so I'll cry instead. I got a cheat on my shoulder that's bigger than my feet. I can't talk to people that I meet. If I could see you now, I'd try to make you say something, but I can't, so I'll cry instead. I'm gonna cry when there's people there. I get shy when they start to stare. I'm gonna hide myself away, but I'll come back someday again. I'm gonna do you better hide. But I'll come back again someday. And when I do, you better hide all the birds. I'm gonna play the cards all around the world. Okay, I think that we can take this to the right so that we can work. Or maybe should be better a new display, because this is kind of long. And here we have until I do, you better hide all the girls. You'd better hide all the girls. Okay. I'm gonna break their hearts all around the world. Yes, I'm gonna break it too. And show you what your loving man can do. Until then, I'll cry instead. I'm gonna cry when there's people there. I get shy when it starts there. I'm gonna say, well, but I'll come up against and they wanna do you better hide all the girls. But I'm gonna break their hearts all around the world. Yes, I'm gonna bring it too and show you what your loving man can do. Until then, I can instead. Okay, very well. Now, what can we use from this one? I think that I would use if clauses. Definitely if clauses. So we have one here. If I could get my way, I get myself locked up today. Okay. If I could see you now, I try to make you sad somehow. That's it. If. Okay, very well. So that's one thing that I could use. If I could get my, what would you do? What would you do if you could do something? For example, what do you do if you could speak 5 languages? What would you do if you could run very fast? What would you do if you could be a richer person? Okay, and that kind of practice, that's what I would do. Okay, I also I also use the future with gonna and with I'll. Let me change my color here. A little green, okay? I got every reason on earth to be mad because I just lost the only girl I had. And then we have I'll cry instead. I cannot, don't want to cry when the people there, I get shy when it's that. I'm gonna, maybe this. I'm gonna hide myself away. And I talked about the differences with going to and I'll. I'm gonna break their hearts all around the world. Yes, I'm gonna bring in too. And son, you are loving mankind. Until then, I'll cry instead. Okay? And here I would talk also about instead, in vez de. Instead, in vez de. So wanna cry, and this is repetition, okay? Now, what else can we use? That's bigger than my feet, bigger for comparative. Yeah, maybe I would talk also about comparatives. Okay, bigger. I got every reason on earth to be math because I just lost the only girl I had. I had to get my way. I got a chip on my shoulder that's bigger than my feet. I can't talk to people that I meet, but I can, so I'll cry instead. When there's people, I get shy. When it's done, I get shy. Another adjective, and I would see the comparative of this shy. I want to write loving man. Okay, very good. That's what I would use. And of course, as usual, let's see what verbs we can practice. But first, let me add a display. And let me insert. Oh my gosh, what did I do? No, excuse me, not this. Much better. A table. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And let's see what we have for verbs. We have base form, past, and past participle. Remember that verbs is the base, the basic for communication. So let's see what verbs we have. I've got. Well, let's consider have and get. What is my PowerPoint? What is it? Here it is. Sorry. Okay, let's consider have, past tense had, past participle had. And let's consider get, past tense got, or gotten. Okay, also acceptable. Whatever is on to be, okay, we can talk about verb to be. Again, that's different. I've just lost. Then we have lose, lost. lots. And I could, well, let's consider could. Now that's a model auxiliary, okay? That's a model auxiliary. I get good, but I can't, so I'll try instead. Try. Try is a regular verb. But we changed the Y for an I, and we add ed. Cried. I got a chip on my shoulder that's bigger than my feet. I can talk. Another regular verb. Talk. The L is not pronounced. Excuse me, not colleague. Talk. Regular verb. Ed. Talked. Talked. The sound. Talked. The sound for the past and the past participle. Oh my gosh. Okay, very well. Gotta share that. I can talk to people that I meet if I could see, try, and make. See, try, make. Okay. At once. See, try, see, try, make. For see, we have see, so, sim. For try, regular verb, we substitute the Y for an I, and we add ed, and make, made, made. Okay, let's see if we have more. Talk to people that I met. Met. Meet, met. And just reinforce the idea that meet has two connotations. One is when you know somebody for the first time, and when you accidentally, or well, maybe as planned, you see somebody in some place. Not for the first time, you already know the person, but you are going to see him or her somewhere. And I can talk that I meet, I could see, make, sad, somehow. I'll cry, we see cried. Did we see cry? Cry, yeah, we have seen cry. I'll cry instead. Want to want, regular verb. Want, wanted, wanted. Additional syllable for the past and the past participle. Wanted. And this is talked, the sound. Okay. I want to cry when there's people there. I get shy when I start to stir. Start and stir. Start and stir. Start, stir, hide. Start, stir, hide. Start, stir, hide. Okay, start, regular verb, started. Past participle, started. Additional syllable. Stir, regular verb, ed. Stirred. Stirred. High, irregular. Hit. And I saw one more. When they start to stir, I'm gonna hide myself away. Come. Duty done. Okay, we have one more. Come, came, come, irregular verb. And the other was, I'm gonna say myself. do the done and go. Let's consider go. Excuse me. I want to move this. Undo. Undo. What happened? Oh, yes. Okay. No, this is not what I want to do. What I want to do is to move this table. Let me hide this. And let me try. I can't. I don't know why. Well, anyway, let me try with do, did, done, and go, went, gone. Okay, and that's what we have. Okay, very well. Let's see what we have. The song I'll cry instead, en cambio lloraré, Radio Éxito Set and Radio Universal. And then we have, well, Dave closes, if I could get my way, this contraction is what I could get myself up today. If I could see you now, I'll try to make you sub somehow. You can review adjectives and comparatives, bigger. Shire, you substitute the Y for an I. And then the future with going to and will. And also, okay, better. We have here another comparative, okay? Better. And also, if you wish, probably. No, that's what I would do, okay? Just, I'll cry. The superlatives. I'm gonna cry when there's people there. And then the verbs, okay? Have, get, lose, cry, talk, see, try, make, meet, want, start, stir, hide, come, do, go. A lot of verbs. We can have a lot of practice. Now, advanced students and teachers, if you wish, follow me. The one thing that I have omitted in the last sessions, but I don't want to omit it today. And that is it. The story of the song, Let's Be Curious. I'll cry instead. The Beatles, Wikipedia, in English. Okay. And we know, of course, I'll Cry Instead is a song written by John Lennon, credited to Lennon and McCartney, obviously, and recorded by the English rock band, the Beatles, of course. It is John Lennon. And here we have John and Paul and John. For their third studio album, A Hard Day's Night, 1964. This is the album, okay? A Hard Day's Night. Done, because for the movie. A part studio and part soundtrack album to their film on the same name, A Hard Day's Night, 1964. The song was released as a single in the US and later appeared on the album Something New in the US. This Something New is the record that we received, you see? But we see the record that we received was Ja, Ja, Ja. Ja, 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 with no H, only Y-E-H, we-A. Let's take a look to it, okay? Let's continue with the curiosity. The Beatles, Volume 4, Mexico. And let's go to see a picture. And you can see here, okay? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Beatles, volumen 4. Una dura noche, debía conocerla mejor. Si caí, soy feliz al bailar contigo y la amo. Dime por qué la flaca Sally en cualquier momento, en cambio lloraré. Here we are, okay? I'll cry instead. And then we are going to continue with Las cosas que dijimos, A Beautiful Song. Cuando llegue a casa, this is one of my favorites. And I'll be back. Oh my gosh, I'll be back. Such a story with I'll be back. Okay. Anyway, we were with information on the song. Background and composition. Both John Lennon and Paul McCartney identified I'll Cry Instead as having been written entirely by Lennon. Lennon wrote the song for inclusion in the Beatles' 1964 film, A Hard Day's Night, intended for use in the film Breakout, an open field sequence. Director Richard Lester disliked the song and replaced it in the film with Can't Buy Me Love. So, the band opted to wait on its recording. Lyrics. Lennon later reflected that the lyrics of I'll Cry Instead represent his then newfound feelings of frustration with success and the sense that he had lost his freedom. Lennon's wife, Cynthia Lennon, similarly described the lyrics as a cry for help, explaining that it reflects the frustration he felt at that time, being the idol of millions. The freedom and fun of the early days had gone. McCartney later suggested the song referred to difficulties in Lennon's marriage with Cynthia. I'll Cry Instead. Okay, these are comments. Let's go to the music. Now, let's go to the recording, or the mixing, or the release, the personnel. John Lennon double track, vocal, acoustic, rhythm guitar. Paul McCartney bass. George Harrison lead guitar, of course, and Ringo Starr drums and tambourine. And citations. I don't see that we have covers. Probably we do. Mixing, production. McCartney adds a bass break, which Riley suggests anticipate those here on the lines. On the Beatles' Rain and Only Sleeping. Well, at least here, I don't think that we have information about covers, but I will look it in YouTube. So this is it. I'll cry instead, but I won't cry. And I am happy, because I am here with you in one more session of teaching and learning English with the Beatles. Oh my gosh, what happened to my transmission? I don't know. I'll cry instead. Anyway, thank you very much for being here. I hope that you had a great Monday, an excellent week. Practice your English, apply your English, subscribe to my channel in YouTube. And should you need English lessons, let me know. We can work it out. We can work it out. Thank you very much for being here. Bye-bye. So long. Goodbye.